Good morning, Franz. How you doing? My avatar is freaking out a little bit because I don't have my ring light on. Hi. I've just been up and down the stairs like 3 times. Ah! Thanks for the hydrate, Cora. Fantasy was first. Neff was second. Good morning. Duverdorf was third. Neff is on a 5-stream streak. Fantasy is on a 5-stream streak. Wow. I feel so loved. Good morning, Death. Your color is different today, I think. Did you change your color? Or were you always green? I might be crazy. And good morning, Cora. Take my pills. I could only take one of them because, once again, I didn't make it to the pharmacy yesterday to pick up my ADHD meds. So if I'm a little bit more unhinged than usual. Alright. I'm going to put this Coke away for later. I'm going to open up this one because my tea is too hot to drink yet. People drowning me first thing in the morning. I have so much Shunlifaxine, like, I'm not going to need to replace it for maybe another month and a half. Ow! It's red, not green. Oh, sorry, I must be colorblind. Oh wait, that means her dress is green. Gotta change it. But for some reason, when they give me my dextroamphetamine lately, they're only giving it to me in like 1-month batches instead of the 3 months, so now I have to go get it more frequently. It's really annoying. So, if I struggle with, paying attention and keeping a train of thought, like right now, that's why, because, I've run out of ADHD medication, which helps me concentrate, strangely enough. Time for no walls. Necromancer, good morning.
Cora Huroda says, water, 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 it good for you in small to large doses.
Just not too large. Good morning, Ross. Wow, everybody says this morning. Oh, only one of those got me. It's funny because I'm not even drinking water. I'm drinking Coke Zero. So there. God, my ring light is too bright. My eyes. So I did. I was browsing around the internet and I found a skin painting tutorial for semi-realism skin. Unfortunately, I can't show it because it's just a pair of large tits. And the reason they did that is because it has the best shapes to express what they were trying to show. So I have done a painting tutorial and it seems to have helped a little bit. Now it's just a matter of blending most things together. I'm still uncertain about points in this painting, but I might be able to actually you know, paint and finish this painting now. Booba. Yeah, thank you for the additional hydrate. I have to start taking smaller sips. Part of the reason I was late this morning is because when I woke up, I really had to go to the bathroom badly. And then Tesla followed me into the bathroom and he was distracting me. And then I realized, I'm like, oh shit, it's probably after 9 now. Because also, apparently, when you have to literally climb off the floor out of your bed, it takes a little bit more time when your knees don't work. Now, there's something they recommend doing in painting where you have a strong shadow, but then you have like a really strong point of heavy color between the shadow and the normal tone. And it's called an occlusion line, where the light is like scattered in such a way that makes the color more intense. Which is something I struggle with because I wasn't quite sure how to do it. But I think I have learned. And I think that's what I've been inadvertently trying to mimic around the boobs. As an Englishman and one who has done some bird watching, I can admire a pair of great tits. Indeed. And a posture check. Everybody, become lobster and shrimp find spines. Do a little stretch back and forth. Make sure you get, you know, those muscles around the sides of the ribs. Those ones that you don't normally use, those muscles moving back and forth like seaweed in the ocean currents. Just keeping with the theme. So yeah, I thought I would try this tutorial that I was looking at. And see if it helps with the problem I've been having. Oh, my parents are back from their walk. My dad took my mom on a little walk down the block. Because it's important that you get our exercise in. Gotta have those exorcisms. So how's everybody doing today? Cora's on a 5-stream streak! Woohoo! Sorry, my voice just like kind of broke there. I need to adjust my my brush here. Still too much. I think I might be getting the hang of this, guys. Finally, after all this time. Who'd have thought a tutorial to teach me something would, you know, fix my problem with not knowing something? Knowledge. A bit tired, and by a bit I mean a lot. Also migraines, trying to carry on. Oh, migraines are the worst. Now I'm used to having to take fuckface to court because my mom will get tied up taking care of her grandson. Sometimes a tutorial is actually helpful. Sometimes. You know, it's almost like learning things is the whole point of practice. It'll still be a while before I'm at a point where, like, my skill is as good as it is in that tutorial. Part of the problem I was encountering was, one, the skin tone had turned pink again somehow. Don't know how I managed that. I had already moved away from the pink. And then, I didn't have enough different hues. Which is why, like, the bounce light on her leg is blue. And these sort of reddy oranges really help to bring out the undertones, and that's what the occlusion line is for. They don't say as much in the tutorial, but once you start actually looking at the thing, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know, like, that's what's happening there. And it's only 4 panels. I'm like, why was this so complicated for me? And you only need the occlusion line where there's like really deep shadows, and then you've just got to blend them in. And where the darkest shadows are, like right where the arm is, they're almost black, and that's called the contact line, where 2 pieces are touching. And that's where I was having trouble up in the armpit area. Like right here, where you have a contact line meeting a deep shadow and a highlight, you just gotta kind of blend them in until they end. To be frank, Sunday when doing some streaming, I realized I could have saved myself a lot of time with vector fill the spaces by making fill in layers to specific spots selected on the screen. What? I mean, if it works for you, it works. I just don't understand exactly what you're saying there. See, like right here, there wouldn't be any occlusion. It's just blending. But down here, where like the contrast is more immediate, you would very likely have occlusion here. So just gotta figure it out. I think it's one of those, I think this case is one of those cases where it's like you just gotta choose. I think as you get more practice, it'll become more intuitive. That already looks better. Just to try and clarify, one option is to use vector layers. One reason why, well, two reasons. Is for something like lines, I can change and alter them, which includes colors. Yes. I think you can set your vector lines opacity just by changing the opacity of the layer. Say I want to fill a space with something, but I'm not 100% sure what color I have in mind. If it's a vector layer, I can change the color. Yes. You can change the color of your line art layers too by simply locking the opacity in the controls above the layers, and then you paint over them. But vector is a little bit different in how you would change the color of a vector layer. I know some of my friends much prefer to draw in vector. Mujuice always used to draw in vector. Sai does as well. The great thing about vector is it's mathematically perfect, so no matter how much you scale it up or down, it remains perfect. So let me brush back to its default. I really should try and get into a habit of saving my brushes when I find a good setting for the round mixing brush, because I'm always having to change it. I just painted a really, really high resolution. I never really got into vectors because I hate all of the little tiny control points. And I don't draw in one solid line. The heck was that? My headphones were like trying to disconnect or something. Maybe someone's using the microwave downstairs. Well, that's just a little bit too dark. Just blend that in. See, like this dark, really dark part on the knee, you wouldn't have an occlusion right here where it meets the light because there's just such a high contrast that there's no way for it to scatter. But coming around the side here is where you want a little bit of occlusion, where you get that super highly saturated bit. Because there's a transition there, but it's short enough that there's light scattering. Another thing I picked up on is you want your shadows to be like really saturated, at least for skin. So this might still be too desaturated. I might want to move in a little bit. Ah, there we go. And I think that's why she was starting to look muddy as well, is because I wasn't giving the shadows enough saturation. I also wasn't doing any hue shifting. Painting is weird. And I haven't decided whether the light's intense enough that I need to do, like, proper occlusion here. I don't know. I'll use my blending tool here, actually. I'm so afraid of ruining the face that I'm afraid to touch it. Gotta touch it at some point. I've got this weird point on her shoulders where the light is hitting her from above and slightly behind with a kind of intensity that, like, can you get a strong edge lighting on her shoulders? Sorry, my leg is really itchy today. I'm all crazy. I won't stop being itchy. Yeah, I probably just made myself bleed again. God damn it. I want my legs to heal! Ah! It's one of those days. Also, I came up with kind of like a fashion hack by accident for the girls out there who have hair bands. Just those, like, really, really thin ones with the metal backing. The smooth ones. I had my hands full and I didn't have anywhere to put it. And I was wearing my headphones, so I was like, well, I can't get this on my head. And so I just slipped it around my neck because I didn't want to hang it off of my mouth either. Because I was looking for my glue to fix it because it's got little, like, vines and roses on it. And it turns out that they are the perfect size for a choker. They're self-adjusting, and you don't need to fuck around with any clasps or chains on the back with any findings that could dig into the back of your neck. It just slips on perfectly. Perfect little choker, and I'm just like, yep, I have created a necklace. And it's very cute, and it's comfortable. That's the other thing. That's one thing I hate about, like, jewelry chokers is they tend to, especially, like, the ribbon-shaped ones, not only do they, like, scrunch up over time and get kind of weird, but a lot of the ribbon ones will have these, like, clasp clamps on the edges of the ribbon, and they tend to be sharp and dig into the back of your neck. Like, even if the thing basically weighs nothing, you're still constantly getting poked by this tiny little metal corner. That's why I never wore any of my chokers, is because they're all like that. I like the look of chokers, but I always hated the little thing digging into the back of my neck. And I've learned with hairbands, I don't have that problem. It's the same kind of hairband I used to make my horns. And it's really comfortable and it's adorable. So instead of wearing the roses in my hair, I just wear them on my neck instead. Oh my god, leg, why are you so itchy? Ah! I never did find my glue, though. I think it's still in a box in the basement. So I'll have to go down there later and bring up the rest of that stuff. Oh, it was so active earlier. Everybody just vanished. You're still here, just working? Fair enough. People have kind of figured out with Twitch that if you don't say something every 30 minutes or so, you're no longer counted as a viewer, and that's why people's view counts have been dropping. It's kind of a way to fight bots, but it's really vexing for people who just want to like go work and lurk. Because like you could have like 10 lurkers and none of them will ever be counted. Quick question, what crystal would be a nice color for a wizard staff? Opalite or clear quartz? Ooh. I think that depends on the wizard at that point. Let's go take a look. Let's see, opalite. And clear quartz. That is a tough choice. I think at that point it depends on the wizard. I would need to know the rest of their vibe. Dwarf, tell me more about this wizard. What kind of wood is your staff made out of? Is it made out of wood? Is it gold? Is it silver? Is it steel? Is it multiple metals, woods? Is it made out of something else entirely? Can always use more spellbooks? Yes. And with fantasy, it's definitely a handmade, hand-bound book. It's a personal project made out of wood. Is it like it's a physical staff? Yes. Next question. Is it polished or natural stone? Quartz tends to come more consistently in large chunks. Time to reveal Medic's real name. That's up to you. Medic's real name's blank. Good job. I think, like, big raw chunks of opalite's really hard to get. So it depends on the size that you want. I love opalite. It's really neat stuff. It's funny because it looks like it's not real. Thanks for hydrating enough. I don't know why my tracking's having so much trouble. I think it's because I raised my chair a little bit. Let's pop this down just a tad. What do you want, phone? Your Scotia Visa is past due for $38. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not because I paid it. And also, I don't get text messages from Scotiabank. They're like, click here to pay now. And I'm like, that's stupid. Does anyone actually fall for that? They must because they do it. Okay, so, raw, like, clear quartz, probably easier to get. Quartz tends to come in more of a natural crystal formation, whereas opalite tends to be in, like, these weird, like, chunks that look like broken glass. Whereas quartz has more of an organized structure. So if you want that cool, like, wizard staff, pointed natural crystal on a stick, I would go with quartz. But if you want that, like, mystical, this thing doesn't look real, but I pulled it straight out of the earth, looks like broken tempered glass, with rainbow sheen, I would go with opalite. And then there's the question, are you going for the man-made opalite, or are you going for the actual natural opal? Which opalite is a synonymous term. That's the next question. Yes, clear quartz will have that. Man-made opal is pretty clear, and that's why it looks so fake, because it technically is. Another crystal you could look at is also tourmaline. Tourmaline is really cool stuff. Not particularly robust. Robust? Robust. Apparently there's black tourmaline, and it's also called schorl. I have a piece of tourmaline that's kind of like, let me pop this up here. I have a piece of tourmaline that's kind of like this middle right here. Whoops. Except it broke in half because tourmaline's very brittle. There's a clear quartz sphere, 3.5 inches in diameter, is like $550. Yeah. It depends on how big you want it to, right? Because the cost of such things can be prohibitively expensive. If it's all play, look up the general shape you're looking to start with. Take a Dremel to it. Or mask or fine dusk. I would look up gem cutting. Good morning, Aki. How you doing? I'm good. We're trying a painting tutorial for the skin. It seems to be going well. Unfortunately, I can't share the painting tutorial via Twitch because it's just a pair of boobs. Okay, let's reset this brush again. The Seaman Demon is back again! Hello, welcome, hi! We're painting a succubus. Probably a great subject for you. Yeah, Bingus Boingus, my Doingus is here. Welcome back. About maybe an inch, inch and a half in diameter. That's a fairly large crystal. Glad to hear it's going well. Yee. Thank you. This already looks better from where I started this morning after setting up some of the stuff from the tutorial last night. Chosticles. Not in the US. Oh, I finally get to drink my tea. I forgot about it. But thank you for the hydrate, Fantasy! You don't think you're in the Discord? Well, there's a link to the Discord in the About section. You are welcome to join. And if you're a subscriber and you have your Twitch account linked, you'll automatically get a role, or at least you should automatically get a role. Even if you're not a subscriber, as long as you're a follower, you should get the visitors link at least, or the visitors role rather. good price. I'm trying to apply this tutorial to the face, and I'm not sure how it's going. Traffic noises. Oh, hold a sec, guys. And then I get a call, suspected spam, and then it's like, this is a service call from Scotiabank for your name, your actual real name. Press 1 to continue, and I'm like, I don't trust you, and then I hang up. I don't like that. That's the second time today I've gotten a notification on my phone for my bank using my phone number and my my actual name. Ow! Just give me a sec. Sorry, I'm checking my banking to make sure it's not it's not being problematic. make sure I'm not getting hacked or something, or someone's trying to get into my system. Thank you for the hydrate, Aki. Up is not on the side here. I need one more thieves skill job. Oh. Yeah, sorry, I'm just, just doing security stuff here. I have an Amazon retail transaction that for yesterday that I did not do. That's unusual. I didn't order anything from Amazon yesterday. It's funny because I don't even have an Amazon account. That's, my information might be compromised somewhere. How that happened, I have no idea. Because I don't do anything anywhere. That's stress I don't need at the part, like, not even halfway through stream. I have to wait for Sai to wake up. Because, usually when I want to order something from Amazon, I ask her to do it, so she has my card on file. Because she has Amazon Prime until, until like halfway through next year. I'll take care of it after stream. It's just vexing. I hate when my information gets out places. And it's like, I don't go to any weird websites either. So it's like, where would they have gotten my information from? That's the disturbing part. So all I can do is wait for Sai to wake up and ask her if she made an Amazon purchase yesterday and maybe accidentally used my card instead of hers. And if she didn't, then I have to call the bank and be like, hey, I did not authorize this transaction. And, like, if that was Scotiabank that actually called me and they're actually trying to get a hold of me, to be like, hey, you have a suspicious transaction on your account, the fact that they used a robot, an AI robot, to call me and be like, this is Scotiabank. You know, this is not a marketing call or anything like that kind of thing. I'm like, if you want to get a hold of me, you have to call me from a number that is Scotiabank's number. It doesn't show up as suspected spam on my phone. And it has to be a goddamn human that doesn't sound like they're in a call center with 15 people crammed into a closet with them. And they have to speak English. And not with an accent. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Because 99% of scammers are out of India. I can't trust that on the phone with my banking. And then they'll have to be like, hey, if you need to, you can come into your branch at this branch and talk to us. You get someone from Quebec, yeah, but then you'll have someone who let's see, press the wrong button. Yeah, fair enough. They have to be bilingual? They don't have to be. Actually, in Quebec, they don't have to be. In Ontario, they have to be. Well, yes, they can get clients from other provinces, but also, like, in Quebec, they will hire people who have to speak French. Like, you must speak French in Quebec. You don't have to speak English in Quebec. And that's the problem I have with the bilingual requirements is, especially for jobs where you don't use French 99% of the time, even 99.9% of the time, they still make it bilingualism a requirement just as a filter. And because Quebec complained that it's unfair because French is their second official language, or is the other official language. But they don't have to follow the same rules. They don't have to have people that speak English. They only have to have people that speak French. It's really, really, really annoying. And kind of mean. And, like, they have language quotas in Quebec too. So if you want to work for like one of the gaming companies in Quebec, and then they have their little language police come in, which is an actual thing. They have people come in and test how many of your employees actually speak French. They'll call you and be like, "Stay home today," because they know when the little language police are coming in, because they know you don't speak enough French. And they can be fined if they don't have enough French-speaking people in their company. It's really stupid. And so when you call a company like Scotiabank and they're like, "Oh, we'll transfer you to someone who speaks French," you're probably like, it's possible that you get transferred to the Quebec branch, and then you'd have to be connected back to someone in another province. It's possible, but unlikely. But I've had it happen before. But the fact of the matter is, I simply don't trust somebody with an Indian accent over the phone when it comes to my banking, because especially if they call me and I don't call them. If I call them from the number on the actual website or on the back of like my Scotiabank card, then I'm fine with it. I have no issues. But when they call me and they're asking me all sorts of questions to like try and prove my identity, I'm like, no. Well, that's the thing too, and it's like, can we hire English people? No, we can't, because English people know their workers' rights. English-speaking people are well aware of their workers' rights, and we have higher standards for employment. I know, I can't get a job at Tim Hortons, which is why I had to leave. I couldn't get a job at Walmart because they're all Punjabi, and they're only hiring other people from their culture, and it's becoming discrimination. And like, I hate to say that because like, as a white, like, I've had so much privilege, but at the same time, I keep getting discriminated against because I'm white. And I'm like, it works both ways. Just because, you know, ancestors of my skin color did things to your ancestors of your skin color in the past doesn't mean you need to take it out on me. I know! It makes us sound racist, but I'm really not. Like, please, can we all just treat each other with respect? But, like, when it comes to my banking, because most of the scams come out of India, I can't trust them. Especially when they call me, and then my phone is already telling me, hey, this is a suspected spam number. And I'm like, well... And then I log into my bank, and I see an Amazon transaction that I didn't approve of. It's like, well... Now that's the part that's really disturbing. So, Larktown, yes. I just want to clarify. I don't want people to think I'm racist. It's just, there are facts that you have to live with. And I have received calls in the past that were very close to me giving up my information because they called from my bank, they had my name, and when I was like, you know what, I'll just go into my local branch and arrange it, they tried really, really, really hard to keep me on the line, and I was like, nope, that's it. Oh, they'll call you again. I can't tell you how many times I've had calls from a duct cleaning service, and I'm like, I live in an apartment, I don't have any ducts, even though my apartment had ducts. And I still tell them that, and that they don't even say okay, goodbye, or sorry for bothering you, goodbye. They just hang the fuck up. And it's like, they're not even polite about it. They're polite up front, and then as soon as you're not in their category of people that can possibly scam, they hang up, and they're always Indian. Always. Always, 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 always. And it's like, well, no wonder nobody fucking trusts them. Maybe they should do something about it, if they don't want their people to be discriminated against in that way. Message help for the reason aggression. and like, that's the problem, because like, I want to trust people. And I don't want to be the kind of person who says, oh, you have an Indian accent, I'm not going to trust you. Like, that's just rude. I don't want to do that, but I have to when it comes to my banking and my informational security, because they're always from India. And I hate saying that, because it makes me sound like a racist. And I'm like, white people are just as likely to commit these scams, but they have bigger targets. Or they're selling drugs on the streets. It's usually the white people who are selling the drugs. Strong Indian accent. My name is Josh. My friend Sean. No, it's not. I'm calling from Microsoft. Sean, no you're not. One time I got mad at a phone seller. I told them that they don't stop, I'll call the police on them. They called me 5 times for 2 weeks and asked if I wanted to buy one thing. Yeah, no, they don't care if you call the police, because the police can't do shit. Because they're in another country. The police can't do anything. Like, we have rules in Canada that say you can't do phone solicitation unless you're on a list that permits phone solicitation. And that list exists, and they just take that list and call everybody on the list of the do not calls. Like, you're not allowed to call this number. They took that list, and they started calling everybody on that list when we first created the list. And it's not like you can make a threat either. Yeah, that's why, like, Scammer Payback on YouTube, they're really good. No, it's not. No, you're not. I'm hanging up now. I don't know what that is, Ross. This is a seller for an alarm company here in Norway. Okay. Yeah, if they're a local company, you can, there are regulatory bodies in most westernized countries that you can call and be like, hey, this company is harassing me, and I would like them investigated. My wife's apartment got called every day around 11:15 asking for donations to the policeman's ball. Told them to stop calling, remove the number from the registry. Since I still continue to call, I answered the phone. Hello, thank you for calling FBI's New Jersey field office. How may I direct your call? Click. Never called from them again. Ah. I thought that looked familiar. I think I know what you're talking about. Ah, yes, yes. We'll send one more, and I'll have to send only one. Did he stop sending assassins, or did he send the one? Aki's redeemed the streets! Thank you for the street, Jackie. Well, everyone else with specialized equipment, one of the shooters from Turkey, only have glasses. That helped his team to get the second highest score. Stalin wasn't assassinated, so I guess he stopped sending them. Yeah, fair enough. Everyone else said athletes. Turkey said a professional. They did. That is very accurate. Yusuf was in his garage tuning his lawnmower until he remembered he had a match to attend at the Olympics. That's pretty great. I'll be back in a second. Did admit he was very nervous during the match. That's why he only got second place. Second place, shooting iron sights, wearing safety glasses, jeans and a t-shirt, one hand, half in his pocket. Imagine what he could do if he had actual equipment. Thanks for the hider, Dad. Welcome back. Just get good, pleb. Basically, yeah. Call it the casual stance. I mean, I probably couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, so, you know. I didn't even do archery at the medieval fair this year because it's gone so badly in the past. I've basically just given up on it. I really want to do archery and be good at archery, but I don't think I will ever be good at it. Hope I like the reveal of Medic's real name. It was just a bunch of blank squares. I've never fired a gun. I'm good with safety. But, I've never actually fired a gun. Now that my leg has another hole in it from me scratching. Start high and lower the weapon until the target's in your sights. Well, I can't see if they move, which means I'm off target from the beginning. I look at the target and raise the weapon until it's the sights of the target. Yeah. Okay, finally this picture is starting to look the way I want it to. Marnai. Hello, good morning. How you doing? The sports balls is so boring to me. And thanks for the compliment. I finally getting the skin right. Uthway, good morning. Gonna take the cat up to the vet again today? Is the cat okay? Thanks for the hydrate, Neff, and the stretch. Take the hydrate first, and then we take the stretch. Everybody make sure you stretch. I have messed up so much of the stuff around here. All my little fixins. Thanks for the hydrate, Death. Sorry, I've gone quiet. I'm in flow state. Finally, it's getting there. Finally. You've activated Ross's special interest again. Yep, the magic box that brings moving pictures. Oh, it's looking so good. Now that I've got the proportions right, like, holy shit. She's hot. And also, if I can finish it before the 31st, I can submit it to VGen's, contest for this month. The theme is fog, and I'm like, you know what? The background would be perfect for that theme. Generally, they're like, it has to be made in the month that the thing is going, but this has taken me months to make. I wouldn't be able to paint something this fast, in the month. I'm like that with most sports ball, Neff. I was just in the middle of taking a sip when that happened. And a posture check. If you wish to become lobster, untrim their spines. I had a bit of a streach in there too. And Aki has redeemed a streach. And I'm going to give a proper streach. And I am going to get up and go to the bathroom. So we're going to take a quick little break. I am stretching. I promise. Oh god, what is my eye doing? Good lord. If you stretch, you're fixing your posture. If you're fixing your posture, you'll probably stretch anyways. But there's the unshrimp your spine and just check your posture. Maybe, you know, give yourself a little wiggle to get the blood flowing, you know? And then there's the streach, which I can only do so many of in a stream before I'm like, I have streached too much. And then I only give little streaches, which are basically just posture checks at that point. So if you streach too much, eventually I can't streach anymore. But I got to take a quick bathroom break. Everybody, make sure you get up and stretch your legs. It's important to not sit for so long, because otherwise you end up like me with shitty legs. Yep. Exclamation tinkle. I'll be right back. When I sat down, I actually clicked on Neff's name. Neff, did you know you created your account on my birthday? Oh, pizza. God damn. I want pizza so badly. I moved back home, and the pizza place that was across the street that was like really, really, really freaking good pizza closed down. I always looked forward to having their pizza whenever I visited home. It's probably a good thing that they closed, because otherwise I would get pizza. But their pizza was so good. I think I'm gonna stop the painting for today. Probably bring this up again. Do some more little design maths. Because I got the measurements for the insides of the boxes. At least I think those were the insides. It's actually a place we've been meaning to try out for pizza. Yeah, you know that little plaza by my parents' place, right? Mara and I. There was a pizza place in there, and it was like the best pizza I've ever had. You gonna lay down? Okay, Ross. Enjoy your lay down. Enjoy your nap in the shade. Ah. Hope the warm sea breeze keeps you comfortable. I mean, yeah, sure, I'll try a new pizza place. The last couple of times I've tried a new pizza place, it has been like a vast disappointment. There was a Pepe's Pizza in KW. They're like, yes, we've been around since, like 1980s. And I don't think they should have been around since the 1980s. Their pizza smells fantastic. Like, the pizza itself smells really freaking good. And then you eat it, and it's just bland. And then there was this other place that was like this little restaurant run by some immigrant people. They were Indian. They had like a butter chicken pizza and stuff too. Like, they had all sorts of unusual ingredients you wouldn't normally see on pizza. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, something new and interesting. But all of the decor in their place was AI. So like all of the art was AI murals. It was bad. And I would classify it as homemade pizza, but not in the good way. I've made this pizza from really cheap ingredients, and it's kind of just, I've never made pizza before. And I didn't take time to vet a good recipe, and I skipped out on some of the spices and flavorings and stuff. It was just kind of sad. So we tried it once, and then we never went back. Same with Pepe's. We just kept ordering from Domino's instead, and it was, I mean, Domino's is still good. I love their pan pizza. The greasier my pizza is, the better, especially the crust. But yeah. Oh, I measured my my little containers / my little embroidery floss doodads, so I can work on getting the measures right. There is something I want to go measure. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is wood-fired pizza. Ooh. Wood-fired pizza's even better. When your streamer gets pulled off stage by a calf hook on the neck. Cora, thanks for the hydrate. Welcome back. I guess I'm switching to my Coke Zero now that my tea is gone. Good morning, Kavach. Shoot, I picked up one of the stones of Branzy. A quest item that you can't get rid of. Once again, I choose violence! Alright. A second hydrate. Ugh. I'm glad my horns protect me for the most part from those. Well, I'm sure there's a map on a wiki somewhere. Okay, what I had to go measure is, I had a little, I have those IKEA drawers that are like, just they've got the 3 layers, the 6 boxes, like that, the little pull-outs. And I like the birch ply that they're made out of. And so like the outside of the boxes is 1/4" ply, and then the little drawers that go inside. They're made out of 16" ply. But like IKEA makes these boxes, but they're like 1/3 of the depth of the calyx. They fit nicely in the calyx, but they're also like 1/3 of the depth. So there's like all that wasted space behind them. And they don't quite fit perfectly, like they don't fit flush, which is another thing that I want. And since I'm a visual person, secret compartment, yeah, I could do that. But there's lots that I want to store in these, and I have to maximize my usage, so not gonna do that. Since I'm a visual person, now I know what the 1/4" and the 16" looks like. And I feel like a 1/2-inch ply might be big enough. For the external frame of my boxes and for the drawers. So like if I made these, parts a 1/2 inch, then the little drawer slides would be they'd probably have to be a 1/16 of an inch, and I'm not sure that would be enough. So if I made these 3/4, then I could do 1/4-inch drawer slides. Why this odd relation between the size of the parts? Because if I blow up the drawer slides here, so we've got our 3/4-inch ply and then another 3/4-inch ply for the drawer, and you're going in 1/4 of an inch for the drawer slide. You're already taking up no, the 1/2 inch does work. Sorry, I was thinking wrong. If I do the 1/2 inch, because you still want this space here. 3/4-inch ply is expensive? Yes, it is. So this is 1/2 inch and this is 1/2 inch. And if the drawer slide is 1/4 of an inch, it's already taking up half of your 1/2 inch. Well, these have to also span 13 1/4 inches or 33 1/2 centimeters. And they have to go 15 3/8 of an inch deep as well. So I don't want them bowing, which is why I want to use 1/2 inch. Because there's going to be a lot of contents in some of them. Sometimes heavy stuff. And what I hate most about IKEA drawers is when they start using the hardboard for everything. Like my dresser drawers they use hardboard for the base, and they're just going like this. And all the clothes are just sort of slowly sinking towards the middle, and then it gets caught on the drawer above it when you try to pull it out. It's really stupid. The newer versions of the dresser have a little metal bracer that goes across the bottom of the drawer. Just got like the sides of the drawer here. And they've got this little metal bracer that stops it from doing that, but mine is too old for that. And then you would still have bowing here, because once again, it's like, 16th inch hardboard. Shells are 16 millimeters thick with 83 centimeter span. Do they bow at all? I'm not going to use OSB. OSB has too many toxins in it, and I don't like the look of it. I much prefer plywood. Like good, decent quality plywood. I would prefer to go with the 1/4" ply. 16 millimeters is what? $16 millimeters is that's like 5/8. And they hang on 1/4" metal rod pegs. I'm having trouble visualizing that. You might have to send me a picture. I'm also very particular about it looking very nice. I can't stand the mess in my room anymore. I'm losing my mind. I just want to calculate approximately how many of these little embroidery thingies that I can fit. I bought some embroidery floss from Value Village, and it was all wrapped nicely, but it's on the plastic ones, and the plastic ones degrade very fast. Yes, your aesthetic sensibilities are very different from mine. I like things to be very uniform and very neat and orderly. But I also have a bit of a little bit of a maximalism aesthetic at the same time, but like kind of ornate. So I like having bottles and you know, fancy boxes and stuff, but when it comes to organizing like tools and supplies, I like it to be extremely ordered and clean. And I haven't been able to do that because I require tools and wood and transportation to get said wood. I tried making them out of cardboard, and I could just never get it to cut straight. No matter how sharp my blades were, no matter how straight my ruler was, I could never ever get it to cut straight or just stay. I would gladly use cardboard if I could. But my dad just also put all of my boxes in the recycle, and if he hadn't, I would have been giving them to Pineapple and Mechanicore, so. It's, you know, don't have the option for the cardboard there. Might as well make them out of wood because I know it'll last a long time, and I want to get into carpentry. Like actual proper carpentry, like my grandfathers did. I want to make beautiful, beautiful furniture. You'd be surprised how well corrugated cardboard works. But also getting 16th inch heavy corrugated cardstock, like where do you even buy that? Or non-corrugated, just like heavy hardboard. Well, I guess it's hardboard at that point. But like, where would you get 16th inch cardstock? The art store? Oh god. I'd rather buy the plywood. The art store, god. That would be so expensive.
Aw, Tesla went out of my room and greeted my mom and came up the stairs. Woo! Tesla. Why are you standing like that, cat? Can you buy plywood with that then? Yeah, you can.
It's more fine project plywood, so it is more expensive, but I want it to be really nice. But yeah, they do sell it. The IKEA shelves or the IKEA drawer boxes are made out of the. Did I say 16th inch? I meant 8th inch. That's what I get for walking away and writing it down afterwards. It's 8th inch, sorry. There. That's what I meant to put down. It's 8th inch ply, not 16. My brain is dumb and sometimes I have trouble. 8th inch is more believable. Yes, it's an 8th inch ply, not a 16th, sorry. 16th is cardstock, you are correct. My brain is being dumb today. Probably because I skipped my ADHD meds on Sunday, and I only had them yesterday. And I don't have them today. Sorry for not having any random quotes. I don't have any today. That's okay. You don't have to have them every day. It's like Conk and his meta. You don't have to have it every day. Oh, here comes Mummy. Everybody say hi to Mummy.
Hi, Mom.
She says hi, Mum. Said hi, Mum, to herself.
So where's Serge?
What?
Oh, there he is.
He's in my arms.
Yeah. He was standing on the stairs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's getting more brave.
Papa brought him down to the bottom
To the basement?
in the basement.
Oh. Did you go to the basement and have an adventure, Tesla? Why don't you come and pet him? Hold on. I'm gonna bring Tesla to my mom. Be right back. Right. And you can pet him. Put your hands on my ice. Why are you looking at that, Tesla? Are you scared? Probably would. Let's see the copies. Yeah. I'm assuming coffee is ready. No. This is about coffee.
The whole family is coming to make coffee.
Oh, okay.
Except
The whole family's coming to make coffee except for me. I'm assuming two cups of coffee for one.
didn't have anywhere to put it down, and I was getting in my way while I was putting it. And I was just like, that's cute. That was nice. Fashion tips. Alright.
Communicating with my mom is an adventure. Oh, you can't make the okay, there we go. Did Cheese actually wake up? Okay. Cheese can make the coffee. Hi guys, I'm back. Apparently Tesla went down into the basement today. Yeah, I just feel like, if I were to make these drawers, I would have to make it out of half-inch if I want to have the quarter-inch drawer slides to be able to hold it properly. I haven't had a chance to watch that video that you guys linked me yesterday, because I was catching up on the, like, 80 other news tabs that I had open for the last week. While I was painting last night, so it's like... And I want to do this without putting holes in my shelves, my Kallax shelves. So I have to make a box, and then I have to make the drawers that go in the box. So I'm losing a full inch on each side. It's exceedingly relevant indeed. So if I'm losing a full inch on each side, that's 13 inches left. Because I just don't want to put holes in my Kallax. I just simply don't want to do that. I don't know why I don't want to do that, but also, like, if I were to put holes in it, if I were to do the thing that I wanted to do with the drawer slides, where they're basically, they have those little pegs in them that go into the holes in the shelf to make them fully adjustable, like, I would have to drill all of the holes on each side of the Kallax, and the Kallax are basically, like, hollow core. Which is why, another reason why I don't want to drill holes into them, because they're basically hollow. Context is important there, Fantasy. I never adopt the children in Skyrim.
Because I don't like children. It's just not my thing. So if I don't put any spacers at all in my inside the drawer, if I lose the 1 inch on each side, I can fit approximately 7 rows of the embroidery floss in each drawer. Ow! Thanks for the hydrate now. Let me redo that calculation. Yeah, 7. And if I put spacers in, I would still be able to fit 7. Because the calculation comes to like 7.6 of the embroidery floss things. And if I redo the calculation for... Oh, here comes Cheese, coming to Pet Tesla. Everybody say hi to Cheese. Join or destroy the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim. Did the Dark Brotherhood just assassinate anyone? Everybody says hi. Like, will they assassinate anyone given enough money? Joyce Troy. Dejoin. Join them and then destroy them. And take it over. Become the leader. Dezoin. It's actually kind of chilly today. I'm gonna have to close my windows. What is the temperature? 11. Feels like 9 with a high of 15. Looks like I am gonna have to close my window. Oh my god, there's gonna be a thunderstorm on Wednesday, possibly? Ooh. It'll be the last one of the season. let's see, if the maximum size of my, my little rolls are 1/2 inch. And I've got 15 3/8. God, I hate fractions. We'll just say you probably lose a 1/2 inch on the front and back, and the 3/8 for the backing board. So we'll go with 14. It could theoretically fit 7 rows of 28. I'm not particularly worried about strength too much when it comes to this stuff. I would rather not work with metal if I don't have to. It's too much for me. Metalwork is just... yeah. I'm destroying them. I've joined when playing other characters. Fair enough. So theoretically I can fit 7 rows of 28 embroidery floss rolls. Which would... that's a lot. So, about 196 rolls of embroidery floss. How much does each one of these things hold? Sorry, I've got to move stuff. I don't know actually how much embroidery floss I have, which in itself is problematic. Yes. Here's one that's mostly put on here. One that's really full. I'll be able to calculate the absolute maximum that I have, basically. I would like it to be solid. That way I have the option of taking them out of the calyx and stacking them if I want to. I'm sorry, doing some math and trying to average things out. What was the number that I gave of... It was 7 by 28, right? I would need approximately 4.5 drawers, give or take. Of embroidery floss. So 5 drawers of embroidery floss, that would take up one whole cube. But yeah, the reason why I want to do like solid boxes for these is 1, for the woodworking practice, and 2, because if I ever want to take them out of the Kallax shelves, then I can just use them as their own standalone shelf kind of thing. So if they have solid boxes, and we'll just use this as an example, I could put pegs in here that go halfway in. And add another box on top, and then they would just link up together. And that way I can put them in any orientation that I want. And they would link together. And it just gives me more options. Okay, I don't have to call and deal with the bank, because it turns out that Sai accidentally used my card for an Amazon charge yesterday. But yeah, that's why I don't want to build a skeleton, is because then it gives me flexibility on how I can use these shelves differently. That's also part of the reason why I want to use a stronger material than OSB, such as plywood. I also find OSB has a lot of toxins and glues in it, because, well, it's made out of wood chunks that are glued together. Basically resin, and I just don't find it as strong as plywood. Which is why I want to use the 1/2 inch ply. A 3/4 inch would just take up too much room. It would waste a lot of space. It would be stronger, but I think once you make the 5 walls of the box out of 1/2 inch, it'll be more than enough. More than strong enough to hold itself together without being like wobbly and racking all over the place. And then I could probably make the drawers themselves out of... The way IKEA does is they have their 1/4 inch boxes, and then they have the 1/8 inch drawers. And I could do something like that. But I definitely need to watch that video about the drawers. So I'll probably do that right after stream. And that way I can get practice, like Captain suggested, making a perfectly square box on my journey to becoming a carpenter. Because I'm going to have to learn how to draft a design into a cut list and a hardware list and make it into something real if I want to do a lot of the stuff that I want to do for Larktown. we have a blacksmith, we have someone who's like an expert in some robotics and networking. We have lots of computer nerds. We have a couple of artists, artisans, gardeners, permaculture specialists, cooks. Well, we don't have a carpenter. And it's something that I really enjoy doing when I have had the opportunities to do it. And it was something I was pretty decent at, so I think I'm going to split off my artistic skills into carpentry. So that's why I don't want to do just a skeleton. I want to have the flexibility of being able to pull them out of the calyx shells and get rid of the calyx shells if I need to. It'll also be a lot easier to move them, because if the stuff inside the boxes is relatively light, I just pop them out of the calyx shells and stack them up in a truck, because they're already pre-made boxes. I just have to tape the drawer shut, which is relatively easy. Painter's tape works wonderfully on drawers. So that is the plan. 1/2-inch ply. I've probably got some 1/2-inch ply floating around. It's not going to be cabinet grade ply, but I would much prefer to use birch ply because I have a particular love for birch. Other than the fact that I apparently have a birch allergy. But when I first bought all my IKEA furniture, it was all in birch. Now I buy it all in like espresso. Because they didn't have espresso back when I bought all my furniture. It was black, white, or birch. Or beech, I think, was the other one. Which is the more orangey wood thing that they had. But the espresso black brown is like pulling more towards like walnut, like black walnut, which I really, really like. But it gives you the vibe of black walnut without breaking your bank. Stain! It's wonderful. So that is more or less the plan. One box should cover all of my embroidery floss, which is what I was hoping for. And then that allows me to offer all of my embroidery floss organizers to somebody who has lots of embroidery floss and isn't building the same kind of organizational system as I am. Watch! Now here's the question. Do I want to do mitered corners with, with dowels or biscuits? Or do I want to do just like butt joints with biscuits? Don't want to do dovetails. Oh, somebody's making eggs. God damn it, now I'm hungry. Because, like, I do love me a nice mitered corner. But they're really hard to do right, you know? The glue-up's a pain in the ass. But a nice mitered plywood corner, like, beautiful. Or I could just do the standard butt joint. With a screw that goes in the side. Which is probably the better option. Or I can do the dovetail thing. Which ends up resulting in another kind of butt joint. probably end up with something kind of like that. Duct tape? No. Glue and dowels? Yeah, I could go glue and dowels as well. That way I don't have to use any metal hardware. And they are being inserted into a box frame already. And if I use metal hardware, then I have even less opportunity for using dowels to hold everything in if I want to pin them up in layers. If I take them out of the calyx and don't put them back in a calyx. So again, I could go with the butt joint with dowels. It's only sticking out the side just to represent that there's a dowel through there. There. And I'd probably do 4 dowels to a side, maybe 5. So, you know, dowel, 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 dowel. Then you have the front ply. Alright, Marni. If you don't make it to stream tomorrow, then I'll see you tomorrow evening. I look forward to seeing a whole bunch of you again. It'll be nice to hang out with some my old friends. Yeah, I'm going to Marni's for dinner tomorrow night, guys. With Mew Juice and a couple of other people whose online names I don't actually remember, or like they don't have consistent online names, so I'm not sure which one to use. Thanks for the hydrate, Aki. So yeah, I'm either gonna go the glue and screw or just the glue and dowel. Glue and dowel is probably better. Metal hardware. Metal hardware isn't all that great. Don't know what that noise was. Yeah, she was never really online very much. Patrick, yes. I wasn't sure whether he had a different handle. But it'll be good to see you guys again. I really I've missed you guys. I wish I could bring Tesla with me, but I don't think he would appreciate it. I already still have to find him a vet and get all of his stuff transferred and change his chip information, and there's still so much to do. Shall we find somebody to raid? Evan isn't on yet. Even though it's noon. But it is Tuesday, and I think Evan's still having appointments on Tuesdays. It is Titty Tuesday. Oh, Moko Maid. It's always Titty Tuesday on Moko Maid, let's be frank. So, let's raid Moko Maid. If I can type properly, good lord. Alright, Franz, we're off sailing to other waters. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody, thank you so much for coming and listening to me ramble about painting techniques and faffing about with wood measurements. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you all for coming by as usual. I love you, bye-bye!